Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, March 1st, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SERoundtable.com over the past week. First up, there were two Google algorithm updates, I believe, over the past week or so. One was on, I believe, on Wednesday, March 27th. We covered it yesterday. There was definitely a lot of significant chatter and definitely a lot of signs from different various tools showing that there was some type of update. I did ask Google to confirm this morning. We'll see if they respond. Doubt it, but if they do, we will let you know. Also, we saw one on around February 22nd, last video. I reported about it on Monday, the following Monday, over the weekend. Not as much chatter, not as many signals, but it definitely did seem like there was some type of shuffle where enough chatter has started up in the SEO forums about it. So definitely take a look at your rankings and your results and see how you're doing. Google announced or sent emails to those who are using property sets that is no longer supported in Google Search Console starting at the end of March. So we knew that was coming, and Google officially sent out emails to those who are using property sets that it's going away at the end of March. The next day, Google launched domain properties in Google Search Console, which require you to verify your domain name using the DNS verification method. And it basically goes ahead and looks at your DNS verification and says what are all the domain names and properties they can find using that, including the www, non-www, HTTP, HTTPS, mobile versions, etc., and it will consolidate them into one domain. It's pretty cool. It works very well, and it's pretty automated when you select the domain, which requires for you to select a DNS verification, and then you can verify it, and then all of a sudden, all your domain properties, all your domain names for that property is in one profile, which lets you see aggregate data around how well your site's doing in Google Search and any errors you might have, which is nice. It's similar to property sets, but it's kind of automated because it's using the DNS verification method. Some people find the DNS verification method confusing. There are some ways to automate that. If you're using Google Domains, you automatically could just verify it because it has access to your domain name. Otherwise, just ask your web guy. Your web guy should be able to do the DNS verification. It's just adding a text file to your DNS record. It's pretty simple, but if you have no experience changing DNS records, don't do it because you can break things and take down your whole website. So just ask your web guy. Google Found on the Web has sparked, it's a new type of featured snippet. It's been around for a few months, I believe. Looks like this. Found on the Web, and it shows you this feature snippet that has multiple feature snippets, and to see details on it, you click in to one, it expands it, and then gives you the carousel with answers to that question. There's a huge debate going around Google basically scraping people's content, not showing or linking to the publisher's site. So you can see all they say here is Healthline, found on the web from these sites and others. There's no links to them unless you click in, and then when you click in, you can click on these. You can't click on the actual image, but you can click on these if you wanted to. Of course, when Google first launched feature snippets back in 2014, there's a huge debate that Google was scraping content from publishers. I personally thought it was horrible. I was really angry with Google. Google's really angry with us for saying, well, how can you be angry with us? This is great for publishers. And ultimately, it turned out to be really good for publishers. Most publishers who get feature snippets are very, very happy with the results and the traffic that it sends. To be honest, Google wasn't always so clear with the links they had in the feature snippets. They improved that based on publisher feedback. The cool thing about this, Danny Sullivan from Google now said they will take this feedback back to Google and see how they can improve this specific feature snippet to make it better for publishers and for the ecosystem. So we'll see what happens with that. The whole debate reminded me of the debate when feature snippets launched in general. Google's Search Console has a new report under the enhancements section for products. It basically uses your product markup to give you different warnings and errors that might be impacting how well your product data is doing in Google Search. Google also launched within Merchant Center stuff, and as well as the Manufacturer Center around product data. Google's really pushing to get more exposure for your product data in web search. Google says do not stuff content at the bottom of your e-commerce category pages. Lots of e-commerce sites do this. Lots of e-commerce sites rank very well for their category pages because they do this. But John Mueller said, if you want to see the whole video, but basically saying just don't stuff that stuff at the bottom of your category pages. Make it integrated into your pages as opposed to just stuffing content at the bottom of the page, and so forth. So definitely take a look at that. Of course, do what works best for you. Martin Splitt from Google, a Google Webmaster Trends analyst at Google, whose focus is mostly on JavaScript stuff, announced this week that he's starting a JavaScript and SEO series, video series on the Google Webmaster YouTube channel. And he actually posted one video this morning or last night, around basic information around how Google indexes, crawls, etc., JavaScript sites. And it went through in detail, but again, it's very basic. They crawl, later they render. Once they render it again, they'll go ahead and index that new rendered version, etc. And it can take time. How much time? Of course, we don't know, etc., etc. Google's John Mueller answered what he thought was his biggest and greatest SEO success ever. He posted on Reddit, and it's similar to a lot of people, but he basically said he told someone to remove the setting that added the no index to all pages. They were pretty happy. Sometimes good things come in small checkboxes. I have a similar situation that I mentioned multiple times, probably on this video. Basically, Fortune 500 company had a meeting with me because they couldn't figure out why their portal was not getting indexed. Their 10-person SEO team was on the call. Within a matter of minutes, I said, hey, you have a no index on the page. Pretty embarrassing for the SEO team. But literally, the hour phone call or 2-hour phone call that they booked was solved within a minute, and everybody was happy, I hope. So usually these basic things are usually the biggest SEO success factor, success rankings, success stories that you would have. Sorry about that. Google Image Search is now testing or showing a swipe to next overlay to tell people, hey, when you're on image search on mobile and you click on a specific image, you have the ability just to swipe your finger right or left or depending on what image you're on to see the next image. A lot of people don't know that, so Google's actually notifying people that you can do that. Google's testing multiple interfaces. One is a little icon on the People Also Ask feature, as well as some other features which cover all these features all the time, but this little icon is new. Not sure what that's supposed to be, but it's pretty new. I don't personally see that. Google Ads is testing larger image ads and search ads. So we saw this a couple of years ago with automotive industries. So automotive ads would have large banner-like images. And now you can see it for Nike shoes and other things where they have these ads with large images, which is interesting. Google Ads is going to sunset the average position. That average position metric has been around for like 15 years in the Google AdWords system, the Google Ads system, and it's going away in September. So just heads up that it is going away. Google My Business launched a new spam report form specifically for reporting fraudulent activities around Google Maps and local listings. Definitely take a look at that if you see a lot of that, and of course I do. Google launched a new revamped Test My Site tool set, which has improved some of the features, including the page speed stuff and more. So definitely take a look at that. It's a cool tool. And finally, Google is moving and closing some of their support forums. We saw this with the Google News forum a month or two ago, and now the Webmaster forums and the web search forums, the YouTube forums, a lot of them are already moved, and some of them are moving. So the web search forum and the Google Webmaster forums are moving, I believe it says here, on March 4th for the Webmaster help forums. And so forth. So it might impact some of what I cover because I have to go ahead and reset up all my tracking techniques for the new format of the forum. Based on what I've seen, is a little bit trickier in the new forum than in the older forums. And this is like the 5th, 6th, or 7th time that Google actually upgraded their platforms. And each time they do that, I need to go ahead and update my methods for tracking various techniques in what I cover. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SEOroundtable.com over the past week. Again, today is Friday, March 1st. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.